Hello and welcome to the Starlight podcast. Today we are going to be talking about roleplay teams in regards to like voice actors, body actors, skin makers, builders, and also the setbacks that can come with roleplay teams at points. So yeah, let's get into it.
The first thing that we're going to talk about is voice actors and casting calls and
Mm,
why Casting Call Club is the best website to get voice actors off of. Well, honestly,
yeah, it's the easiest website to like access, I think,
yeah.
because I know a lot of audition like websites. Like back when I was getting into voice acting, if you like searched up like, okay, what website do I use? I know like a bunch of the other voice acting sites charge like a premium cost or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you're trying like with a role play, a Minecraft role play, you can't be like, "Hey, I'm looking for voice actors. Please pay like $30 to like send in an audition." That doesn't go to me either. You're just paying to get to the website. Have fun, guys.
Yeah, that just seems stupid. But I also think
Yeah.
it's a good place to go is because you can set like I don't know, prices on your voice actors. Like how much a role is going to be paid. But
Mm,
another thing with this, which is a little bit of a drawback, is that like some people don't put enough down on casting calls. They just put the voice at they just put the characters up and they're just like auditioned. Like they don't like describe anything, which is a little like
right.
how are they supposed to audition for a character if they don't know anything about the character?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I think you really gotta put in some effort when you're making a casting call. Like as much detail as can be given, like it makes a like very big difference. Like for me, I audition if the project looks good and if like it's well set up. If sure maybe the project sounds interesting, but then like say something you think would fit. Like I know they got rid of that on Casting Call Club, but like it just mm-mm.
Yeah, no, that's honestly a really dumb thing. Because personally, when I choose voice actors, I like to hear how they're going to sound in different emotions and in different situations with the character. Like, I want to see how that person's going to play the
Mm,
character. I also don't mind a little bit of improvisation because I like that they can have fun with the lines a little bit. Sometimes, most of the time,
right.
when I accept a voice actors, I look for when they do improv, like with lines they change it up a little bit because like I'm okay with that, but some other
Mm-hmm.
people are not. But I don't know. I just feel like
Speaking from my experience, like I love like improving in my own lines. Like I'll sometimes like add some extra stuff, but make sure like I still use like I have a take where it is just the intended line, and then you kind of have some fun with it.
mm,
But I also gotta say, from a director's like standpoint, I love when people like have fun with the lines and like actually get into character with it.
yeah.
Like it just adds so much where it's like they really do care about like this role and they're like a fun person.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of just shows like when they're able to improv with a line and they're just like I don't know,
Mm,
they just want to have fun with it, which I think is good that people want to
right.
have fun with characters, but then there's also another side where you're kind of just like I need lines and then people just don't give lines, but
I mean, yeah,
um
that's what I was saying with like my from a voice actor perspective, like if you're going to do improv in the lines, make sure you do provide a take where it's the actual line because sometimes, from a director's standpoint, it's like I need this actual line in the way I wrote it, not like these
yeah.
7 other takes you gave, none of them being the original.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
it's a little weird. But you
yeah.
know where people are applying for voice acting where they shouldn't be applying for
Ugh.
voice acting?
Yeah. I've had like if you're talking about like Google Forms where you post
Oh
like, "Oh,
yeah.
hey, help out with the studio."
Yeah.
I've had people like apply to be a body actor and then they'll just put like voice actor instead of like anything else. I'm like, "This you didn't even provide like a voice sample even if I was looking for voice actors. You're nowhere close to like being accepted for that."
Yeah.
I don't know what your voice sounds like.
Yeah,
Like,
like literally. Every time I put out an application for people who want to help, and the reason why I still have a body acting team, first of all, is because when it gets my community involved with my projects, which is something that they want, and 2, it makes my life just a little bit easier. But usually when I put out those sorts of applications for body actors, or mostly I'm doing... My cat has just knocked something down in my closet. I'm gonna ignore it for now. Mostly when I'm putting out things like that, I delete maybe around like 20 to 40 applications, just people being like, hey, can I like be a voice actor for you? And I'm just like, no, because if I see someone who's just like a voice actor, I automatically delete it. I don't care about anything else about their application.
Right. Yeah, like with the body actors, even though, like, I feel like applying to be just a voice actor is kind of dumb. Like, I'll deny you immediately. But, like, being a body actor, sometimes for me, like, I'll have those one-off roles in the episode where it's just, like, some random student in a bathroom or something. And so I'll say, hey, you, body actor, hey, you've got a good mic. Come do this. Like, if you just help out with stuff, there's a chance that, hey, you will be a voice actor. Like, you... Jumping the shark like that, though, is just, nuh-uh.
Yeah, it's a little weird because, like, sometimes when I accept people for body actors as well, and they've had, like, voice actor as well pinned onto, like, their thing, I have to, like, if I accept them, I have to, which has happened to me before, I've had to explain to them thoroughly, we accept you for body acting. That's the only thing on your application that we've accepted you for.
Right.
You're not going to be a voice actor. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, fine. And then later down the line, they'll be like, hey, so like when we're body acting, do we say the lines as well? And I'm just like, no. That's what the
Like,
voice
don't get your
actors
hopes
do.
up.
Like, I don't know. I feel like some people just get a little bit confused on what a body actor's like role
Right.
is, which is perfectly fine.
It's
I
a
don't mind
body
explaining to
actor.
them. Yeah, it's like a body actor. You're not actually saying these lines. You don't say anything. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, sometimes if people
Body
want...
actors, it's, yeah, they sometimes, like, you've got the people like that where they just, like, expect something totally different and they want it to be, like, their big thing.
Mhm.
And then sometimes you've got the, like, super nice people that, like, show up to every session. They're super helpful. Like, you've got, like, one of those for every 10, like, annoying ones. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Well,
so nice having the nice ones, but
now that we're on the topic of body actors, the struggles with body actors, like
yeah.
stuff like that. I mean, I know now people like to use Blockbuster and Metamorph and those mods so they can do everything by themselves. But once again, I feel like having body actors is a good way to get people involved with your projects, just because
Yeah.
I remember when I used to be just like a plain body actor for a like a... This cat is ruining my life right now.
Take 5. So, while we're on a quick break, have you guys heard of Audible? Audible is the free online, or no, not free. Is it free? I haven't used Audible. I don't know. Honey's the free browser extension that can save you money. And at checkout, it just applies a bunch of discount codes it finds online, you know. Honey, download today at like joinhoney.com/whatever. Honey, please sponsor us.
Were you doing a sponsorship deal that we don't have?
No, not at all. That's nothing I would ever do.
Okay. She's out of my closet now.
Cool.
But what
So,
was...
the Blockbuster and such. The mods that can replace body actors.
Yeah, but like I was saying, when I was just doing body acting for people, I remember that I was like so excited when an episode that I was body acting in finally came out, and then I'm just like, oh my god, I remember that was me doing that. That's me on the screen. Like technically it's the character, but it's me. Like,
Right.
like it's just the little things that I think makes the audience feel a little bit more connected to the series and just like a little bit more like happy to be there. I don't know. I just feel like it adds a little bit more for the audience rather than it adds for me, because there are a lot of struggles with body acting. A lot. But I feel like
a lot
it's
of the
worth
times
it.
you've got like something in your head where it's like, okay, I want this action to go this way.
Yeah.
Like I remember back when I was first like getting with the body actors, and I was, I think, trying to film something for like a Spider-Man trailer or something like that.
Hmm.
And I was trying to get just a simple shot of like one character punches one down, and then that one getting punched would jump back and use their sit keybind. But it took like a bunch of takes just because like the amount of coordination. So that's like one of the struggles where it's like you've got something so simple you think inside your head, but then
Hmm.
like just a billion things throw it off.
Yeah, like it's super duper simple. But even in Blockbuster, the type of action that you're describing can be like really
Right.
annoying to do. Even though it may take a couple like less takes, but it's just still really annoying to do. And
Yeah.
I'm one of those people who used to do everything by myself with the custom NPCs, and that was a struggle. Because I remember having to path every single NPC with their walking, and it was, I know how to use every single tool in the custom NPCs fought and like mod, but I don't anymore. Which is a good skill to have, but it's kind of like it's
Right.
lacking quality, which is why I like using body actors.
Mhm.
Um
One other body actor struggle I know of, is just like the divide between like socialization and, hey, we need to work.
yeah. Yeah, that's a big one.
And it's really hard to like when you're in that director chair say like, hey, we need to like get to work. I don't want to hear about Star Wars. Please. I need to shoot this scene.
Yeah, like it's like really there's a clear divide between like chatting and whatnot and
Hmm.
actually working, which is why I don't know. I whenever I hold a body acting session, I feel like I'm too intense about something
Yeah.
because nobody speaks in my body acting sessions, and I try to start a conversation and everybody's just like, no, we don't want to talk. Like, let's just do it. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like,
Right.
so like I feel like I'm a little bit too intense, and I've been pulling it back just a little bit because I felt
Hmm.
that. Um, but
Like I always just don't want to be like super strict or mean, so I like let the conversations go on until it's like, okay, we've been sitting here for like 5 minutes. I've been recording this whole time. I just want to like get this shot.
yeah, when it like talking for like 1 or 2 minutes, that's perfectly fine. But when it reaches to
Hmm.
like 5 or 10,
It's like,
that's when we're just like, okay, we've wasted like 10 minutes doing nothing.
yeah.
Oh, another struggle is literally, ooh, when you're waiting for, if you're like a smaller creator, this is mostly like a smaller creator type of feeling. But when you're a smaller creator and you're waiting for a specific amount of body actors because you need a specific amount of
Oh
body
yeah.
actors to film a specific scene, that's a struggle.
Yeah. I know a lot of the times. I mean, even like as a bigger creator, if you've got like voice actors that you need,
Oh yeah.
that waiting where it's just like you're sitting there talking forever and like trying to not like get people bored of everything because you're like just, okay, we need this one person so we can shoot this one scene.
Yeah.
We've done everything we can do without them and we're still waiting on them.
Yeah.
And it's just, come on. Like
Yeah.
you've got a responsibility.
Yeah, because
You
like,
just show up for like 10 minutes, say some stuff, and then you can go back to sleep or whatever.
yeah, like it's like volunteer work at the end of the day, and I understand that, like
Right.
you're volunteering your time to be there, but on the other hand, it's also like you're making a commitment to be here, and I kind of
Exactly.
need you here. But I'm not gonna force you to be here because it's volunteer work, but like I need you here, and I'm gonna tell you that I need you here. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. Um, But that's why I'm not doing Loving Life as Improv anymore. That's why I'm doing fully cinematic because I cannot deal with it. I don't want to deal
Right.
with it. Because it's
You're
very
using
annoying.
Blockbuster for it now, right?
For Loving Life,
Mm-hmm.
some portions yes, and other
Cool.
portions no. Like if there's a specific portion that I know that I need to do in a Blockbuster, then I'll do it in Blockbuster, like with like
Right.
specific movements. But if I can just get it done with body actors, then I'll just get it done with body actors. Like,
Yeah, I get that. Like I've been writing for a secret project,
mm-hmm.
and I've like had to mark down like Blockbuster where it's like, okay, I know I cannot do this with normal body actors. I'll just make sure I distinguish that.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's easier sometimes to do it with the body actors if you've got the like appropriately sized team and like a good work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's easier like to not use Blockbuster, but sometimes you have to use it anyways.
Yeah, sometimes you kind of have to.
Mm.
Like Blockbuster, one of the things that Blockbuster makes a little bit easier is expressions and changing
Oh yeah.
expressions. Like you can time it really well with that. But so I've done expressions with body actors before, and I'm just like, oh, like this is like I can do this with body actors. Like when I was
It's just a
recording,
little more difficult.
yeah, it's just a little bit more difficult, and I don't mind it being a little bit more difficult. Like when I was doing expressions with Loving Life episode 2, um with Blockbuster, I was like, I'm literally cutting everything before like I'm doing an expression. Maybe that's just because that's how I've always done it before, but like there's barely any like scenes where I have a character switch mid like role into a different
Mm.
expression. And I'm just like, I can do this with body actors. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like it's a weird thing with me. Like I specific things, yes, I'll do with Blockbuster, but other things I'll do with body actors because one,
Mm.
body actors is a lot freaking quicker than Blockbuster.
Mm. Yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't use expressions too much. I think the one time I went all out and made a bunch of expressions, that series, like, got canned. So I'm like, well,
Oh,
maybe there's some correlation. I don't know.
I
I spent a lot of effort, like, putting together the expressions myself. And then I think that took a lot of energy away from, like, the filming when it didn't do well.
yeah.
But that's way off topic.
Well, yeah. Um, Speaking about expressions,
Yeah.
we can. The next thing that we're going to go on to is skin making. Did we talk about
Mm,
everything in body acting? Did we? I don't know.
pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, then we'll move on to
Pretty
skin
much.
makers. um,
Yeah, with skin makers. What was your like whole opinion on HD skins? Because I know they haven't been like the norm or like for every like thing.
mm-hmm.
I know it originally was like, wait, how the heck? How's that like that? Like HD
Yeah.
skins were some new thing, but now they're like pretty much the norm. What was your reaction to them?
Um, I thought they were cool, and I was like, "Oh, that looks really cute. I like it." But I don't know if I would personally use it because I like the natural feel
Mm-hmm.
uh of Minecraft. But then I went a little bit like I dove into HD skins just a tiny bit with eyes, and
Right.
I'm just like, oh, those look pretty. And then from the gateway was the eyes, and then I went into shoes, clothing, everything. I refuse to do hair because I know some people do HD hair. I refuse to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
With me, I remember I like started up my first series with just normal skins because I don't think there was like the HD skin packs out yet,
yeah.
but there was like HD eyes kind of was the norm.
Hmm.
So I went into my first series not doing any HD skins. If I needed like a higher level of detail, I was like, well, I like the Minecraft pixely feel. So
Hmm.
I would always like use just like if I was going with an HD skin, it would kind of look like a Pocket Edition HD skin where it's like 128 or 256 instead of like the 2048 or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I think sometime between my first and my second series, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, we'll give HDIs a try, and then from there I've not really gone back to that pixely look because it's just like, well, mm, as much as it's like unique, it's also kind of like when you see it, it's like, why don't they just use an HD thing? Like this is just,
Yeah. It's the like you don't
yeah,
need it to have a good successful
right.
roleplay. It's just like when you start using them, you're just like, oh, these
And
look
it's
so
also the
much better.
extra like attention to detail where it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's just
okay, that's neat.
like I like that. I like little details.
Yeah, I'm
And
here for
that's
them.
yeah, and that's why I died into HD skins.
Yeah.
But making them not easy, which is why I'm very thankful
Right.
that Bin of Trash is a thing.
Shout out to Been a Trash. Sponsor us if Honey doesn't.
Honey doesn't. I don't think she's gonna sponsor us. I'll shout her out for free. I don't care. I love Amy, but literally, I'm thankful for her because she has like so many great packs out now.
And the like stuff she's gone through just to like help out the community here, like she's sold all these great packs, and I appreciate it. I've probably sunk a lot more money than I'd like to like
Admit
into them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not even admit. I don't know like the total of how much money I've spent on those.
I've spent
and
well
I don't
want to
know.
$100.
Like I don't want to know, but like the amount of people who are just like stealing them, it's like,
yeah,
dude,
it's crazy.
Like, the most like the common stuff like the pants and the shirts, like the bare minimum you can get for like under $10. Like sacrifice maybe a quick like Starbucks coffee or something for a week, and then you'll buy like pretty much the whole shop. Like it's cheap. Why would you even bother stealing them?
Yeah,
and I'm
like
pretty sure like some people apparently like stole them and I think sold them as their own, if I remember correctly.
There was like
I know there was commissions done with them.
Yeah, there was like 1 or 2 people who did that. Let's not. I don't want to get too into that situation because like that's a topic for a different video or podcast. But that did happen, yeah. And then there is this whole issue with her trying they literally tracking down people who have file shared her stuff and everything. And by the way, if you don't know what file sharing is, I feel like it's pretty simple to know, but file sharing is when you buy the thing and then you give the file to someone else, basically. That's what it is. Which is not okay, and it's against her TOS, so you shouldn't be doing it. And she's literally been robbed of like over $1,000+ just from the community, and it's so crazy.
It's so cheap, just like
it's like $1.
A few extra dollars. It doesn't matter. Like
yeah, it's like the max on her shop is like $8, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, this is so cheap, guys. Like I understand that the money adds up over time. Like yeah, that's the way she's pricing, the way that she's pricing, because the dollars add up. But for you, it's only like $1 or $2 to buy. Like it's not that much money. And if you're a child, ask your parents, and if they say no, they say no. I don't know what to tell you.
And you don't like 100% even need them. It's not like 100% necessary where it's like, okay, I can't make my roleplay unless I spend like a maximum of like $10 to get the basic outfits from Bin of Trash. It's like, if you can't buy them, don't buy them. Don't steal them. Don't file share them, whatever.
Like we said, like we both said this earlier, but like you don't need HD skins or those types of assets to have a good, successful Minecraft roleplay. Like you don't need those things. Like Haley, aka Atmosphere, she came into the community well into the HD skin era, and she used regular Minecraft skins. Look how well her series did. Come on, guys.
Although, I don't know. I swear I've like seen some of her skins, like not like the exact skin. I know, like some outfits I've seen like elsewhere, and it's like, oh hey, that looks like that character.
Yeah.
And that's our nice segue into the next little subtopic for skin makers. People taking skins from like Google or whatever.
Yeah. I'm not against people taking skins from Google because
I'd say like add some at least like difference to it. Like
don't
just download the skin and say, all right, that's my character now.
Yeah, like it's really weird. At least changed a little bit, because that's what I've always done. When I first started doing it, I always grabbed skins off of like Skindex, and then I would like change around the hair and change around other things to make sure the character like was like my own. But that's like a really big thing, people just taking skins directly off of Google and just using them, which I feel like if people upload skins to the internet and put a download link on them, then yeah, that's kind of going to happen if they're not protected by a paywall. Like that's going to happen. People are going to take them and people are going to use them. That's the point of sharing skins, I feel like.
Right.
But if somebody specifically says on their post or whatever, hey, please don't like take this skin, I'm sharing it because I want to share it, like, then that's a point where you should respect it. Like, if the creator directly says, hey, don't take it, then don't take it. But yeah, that's just my point on like skins. But
Yeah,
I do
what I
know
was
that
saying though is at least like if you're gonna download a skin straight from the internet, like whether it be NameMC or like Skindex, Planet Minecraft, Google, whatever, add like mix and match. Like you don't just like say, all right, this is my skin, this is my character, because like I know people who've done that and then we'll just see like that exact skin of like said main character or whatever and be like, haha, look, it's that. And like
yeah.
people might point that out and be like, hey, wait, that character has my exact skin.
Yeah.
But if you like literally take 2 seconds to just, all right, let's take the outfit from this character and put it with like eyes and face and like skin tone of this skin, and then we'll add this skin's hair. Then you've got most likely an original skin for your character. It takes like 5 minutes, and no one's most likely going to have that like same exact skin. Sure, you might have the people that are like, hey, wait, that person wears the same exact outfit from this series, which is maybe unintentional or whatever, but hey, it's at least not like, hey, wait, that's the same exact character.
Yeah, it's a little weird, especially when you go back into the topic of HDIs or like HD skins, because there are a lot of HDIs that are on Google that you could like take from Google. And I've seen like this one specific pair of HD pixely eyes on Google that everybody uses, and I know that, and I know people who will claim like, "Oh, I made these," and I'm just like, "Did you?" Because those are on Google, and you might be the original creator, and you might have been a little bit screwed over, and they've gotten put up there.
2 years ago. Gosh.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Like when people have applied to be like skin makers, especially for like my team, because remember, I do all volunteer work. When it comes to HD skins, I talk to my HD skin makers and I'm like, hey, do you want to be paid? If so, I can offer $4 a skin. And some people have literally turned me down, but like, no, I just want to help. And I'm just like, are you sure you don't want to be paid? Because this is a lot of work. And they're just like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine. And I'm just like, okay, that's fine. So, but when people have applied to be in the studio as like a skin maker or HD skin maker, I've literally seen people take skins from Google and upload them and say like, I made this, and I'm just like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, that's
what
from
like, Google.
Baffles me completely, where it's like, okay, so sure, maybe if it goes under our nose where you just like take this skin and put it as your own, sure, that might work to get you in. Like there's a small chance that we somehow don't like cross-check it or whatever with the rest of the interwebs.
Yeah.
But like when you get in and you get assigned multiple skins that like you cannot do, what's your plan?
What is your
like,
plan?
What are you thinking? Are you just gonna like download more skins from the internet? Like most likely it will fall apart fast. What is your plan there?
Yeah, what is
and
your
it's
plan?
the same thing with like builders. Like why would you just like take stuff from Google Images? Like if we don't find that, what's your plan afterwards? Like when I say, hey dude, do you mind building this thing? Are you just gonna be like, actually I am my keyboard is actually going to the repair shop, so I can't build for the time being. Sorry.
Yeah, like that's
Like,
also happened with builders too. Like I've literally had someone take a direct picture off of a very popular picture, by the way, off of Google Images of a lapis point house or something, and be like, hey, this is what I built. And I'm just like, no, you do not build that. That is from Google. Please try again, please. Like it's like really annoying, but it's good that I like think to cross check, because if I didn't think to cross check, that would be on me.
But it's still like, why would you even, what's the plan?
Yeah,
is it just so you can like get in and be like, haha, I'm in Starlight Studios, get on my level? I know I was kicked out 2 weeks after, but I was in there. That's 2 weeks more than you.
That's literally, I feel like, okay, so That's okay, so that's kind of crossing onto a topic that I feel like I want to talk about, but I don't know if it fits here. And the topic is
You'll have to tune
literally
into another episode for that.
tune into another episode for that because it makes me sound really egotistical. But let's move on to maps and builders.
All right, what do you want to talk about here?
Maps.
Maps.
Which ones to use?
I know a lot of the popular ones like Lapis Point, Metopolis,
Mhm.
Greenfield. I
Mhm.
think I've used like all of them. I mean, it's nice to kind of use different ones sometimes. That way, it's not like using the same exact like, oh hey, wait, this is just the same map as so and so, like so and so your other series, where
Mhm.
it's like you don't have the same landmarks and it differentiates the series, so people don't like necessarily think, oh, wait, is this a continuation of that series?
Yeah.
Or like, because people will sometimes like speculate where there's nothing to speculate. Like, let's say you've got some canceled series, and then you like show some landmark that was shown in this canceled series in some other series. Like, wait, that was the same building in insert canceled series. Is canceled series coming back?
LMAO.
Like, people will do that.
Yeah, they'll do that. Just like a little bit. Like I still have people asking me about the mall.
Right.
And stuff like that. Like, I don't know, man. Please stop asking me about the mall. But yeah, that's
Right.
why I kind of stopped using Metopolis, because I always used Lapis Point when I first started. And then I switched over to using Metopolis, and now I'm switching back over to Lapis Point, just because I like Lapis Point just a little bit. Like the houses are
Right.
more spacious in Lapis Point, like they're like actual homes. You know what I
Yeah, I know with
mean?
roommates, like I've had people be like, "Why is there like wool walls? This isn't like I don't think that building is even meant to be like the house or the like the apartments that I've kind
Yeah,
of made it. Like it is not meant to be an apartment building,
yeah.
but I had to adapt. Like the bathroom, I think is literally like technically in the hallway, and if I needed like okay, the boys need the bathroom, I'd put I'd put the door to the bathroom on the boys' side and I'd swap it around if the girls needed it. Like that's the Metopolis like spaces aren't like super spacious. It's more on exterior, I think.
Yeah, I think Metropolis is more made to not for roleplay purposes, but more
Mm.
for survival purposes. Although I
Oh.
really don't know what you would be doing in a city map with survival. I don't know, but by the way, did you know the Metropolis is in Canada? Did you know it's
No,
Canadian? It
I
is
did not.
Canadian. One time me and Haley were running around the map trying to find a good spot to build something, and I found the border between Canada and and the U.S. on the map. So I was like, "Oh, this is Canada. Cool."
Wow.
So we got Lapis Point, which is the United States, and then we've got Metropolis, which is Canada. So good job. That's nice.
Interesting.
Interesting. So yeah, but the pros of like building with pre-built maps.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely saves you a lot of like world building in a way because I know with my most recent series 4-year plan, we started with a very simple like, oh, this is just a school with a small neighborhood next to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking like, okay, in a lot of these shots like outside the school, you're going to see like the back, which is literally just a road.
Mm.
And there's a neighborhood to the left and then in front of the school it's just forest.
Yeah.
That doesn't look right. So we had to spend like a week straight with the team just like, okay, we're gonna put a coffee shop here and then another coffee shop across the street. We gotta build a gas station, we gotta build a pet store, we gotta build a fancy restaurant, we gotta build a radio station, a bank, police department, like
Mm-hmm.
all these things where it's like, okay, we might need this in the future, so we'll put it here. But also if we're seeing it in a background shot, it's like not just super flat forest or whatever.
Yeah.
With a pre-made map, you don't really run into that unless you're at like the edge of where they stop the building.
Mm-hmm.
Most times you'll have stuff in the background where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I feel like the pros of building with a pre-made map is fine, or building with a pre-made map is fine, as long as you credit the map, which is something I'm gonna start doing, and I've meant to start doing for a really long time, but I just keep forgetting about it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure like all of those like big maps, like Metropolis, Lapis Point, Greenfield, like they all require like, hey, credit. Like I know Lapis Point has like a copy paste where it's like, hey, if you're gonna use this, please like copy paste this into your description. So I'd always do that. And the Metropolis I think has the same.
Yeah.
All these big maps clearly have a lot of time put into them, so they require, hey, credit us. Like this took a lot of effort.
Yeah. Like
You're
it
not
does
even
take a
paying
lot
for
of
this.
effort. Yeah, it takes a lot of effort, 100%. And there are a lot of people who don't credit the maps, me included, because I just keep forgetting to do it.
Right.
Which is like the last thing on my mind. That should not be the last thing on my mind. Is crediting people for their work, because I try to do that so often. Like it's not even funny. Like I get scared if I don't do it, and I'm gonna get called out for it. But
I get with For Your Plan Again, I've been doing these like credit scenes where it'll be just like some sort of related to the episode where it's just like some funny short 30-40 second bit, and then it'll have the credits overlaid on that. The problem is I like sometimes at the last little like slide it'd be the body actors, and sometimes since there's just so many of them, sometimes like some sessions will have like 5 or 6 show up, sometimes we'll have like 8 or 9, and so it's like, oh gosh, make sure I've got them all, and then you forget like one. You realize right after the video is like fully uploaded, and it's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I forgot you. I'm so sorry. This will not happen again. I promise.
yeah.
Don't hate me.
Yeah, like it's like really just like I don't know. It's like it's bad when you do it, like when you forget to do it, because I've definitely forgotten to do it multiple times. It's just like crediting people, but the pros of building with a pre-made map is that you don't have to build anything, and that you could just decorate everything. So yeah, but
sometimes they already have interiors done.
Yeah, but interiors are kind of suck when you have mods, and should within my opinion, you should redo interiors. That's my opinion. Only my opinion. Some people don't do it. Some people do it. Each to your own. I just like to completely redo everything on the inside to make it how I want it to be.
Exactly.
But sometimes building sometimes on pre-made maps, sometimes you don't have a specific thing that you need for a specific series, so you do have to completely demolish something in order to build something new. Like with Camp Karma, we literally tore down a trailer park and built on the dead trailer park. That's what we did. So yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was a trailer park. There were 2 trailer parks on Metropolis. There's a big one, and then there's a small one. We tore down the big one to build Camp Karma.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's a smaller one that's a little bit ways away. I don't know. It's too small to build anything on it, so I just leave it alone. Like it's too small of an area.
So you're saying that there's just some small trailer park near Camp Karma that could have stopped the murders?
Yeah.
This is canon now.
This is canon now.
You're saying this is basis for a season 2?
No, it's not basis for anything. Stop it. But yeah, but
she's not. Please do not take that as fact.
Don't take it as fact. She'll be mad at us. But setbacks. That was a good transition, right?
So setbacks.
Setbacks. Yeah, so setbacks like canceled recordings, writer's block, demotivation, 3D models.
That last one sounds a bit specific. You wanna hop on that one first? Seems like some personal experience potentially.
Yeah. I was waiting for 3D models for casted because I paid for 3D models, which are not expensive, by the way. 3D models, well, at least because of the modeler that I went to, they weren't expensive. But they can definitely get really expensive. They can get expensive. Like if you want a car, that's easily a good $50. But But then again, it depends on what model you go to. But when I was doing casting, when I was planning that series and doing everything for it, the reason why everything was getting pushed back so far is because I was waiting for 3D models.
Right.
And
sometimes it is easier to make them yourself. Like there's some programs that make it very easy, like Blockbench.
yeah, I know, but I'm just
I've made a
not gonna.
bunch of models in there where it's like, oh hey, this is actually really super easy to just like throw something together.
Yeah.
The texturing is super easy to work with. I mean, hey, this is simple.
Yeah, but then I'd rather, but this is just me. I'd rather go to somebody who knows what they're doing rather than me trying to do it myself and freak shit
Right.
up. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's like if you try and make it yourself, if it looks good, cool. I mean, cross reference with some other people. Hey, does this look good? And if it does look good, I mean, sure, use it. But if you're trying to make something and you yourself even see like, oh gosh, this is just like, mm-mm, then go to a modeler. But save yourself some money. Try out yourself first.
yeah, but no, but that's literally all I have to say about 3D models. Is like sometimes it can take a while to make, and it really depends at the time that like you make them. Because when I requested 3D models, I didn't know that this person was a student when I.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was towards the end of the year when it was like finals. And they were also in a completely different time zone than me. So I ended up waiting like a month for 3D models, I think. Which I didn't mind, but I was a little mad about because I wanted to do casted really badly. And I attempted to record an episode without 3D models. And I was like, oh, I can just add them in later. No, I cannot add them in later.
Yeah.
I need
it's
them.
like having to like wait for something sometimes can like, because you're like waiting on this one specific thing to be done so you can start up recording it gets really demotivating.
Yeah,
sometimes
it does, especially when you're waiting for things like voice actors' lines.
Right.
And then
one time I know that what was it?
I was gonna say something, but then it just like it yeeted itself out of my brain. Continue what you were gonna say.
Yeah, I know that like yeah, yeeted.
Words.
My thoughts yeeted out of my brain too.
Wow. That's good.
Wow.
This is a good podcast. This is a good take.
Honey, sponsor us, please. With your sponsor money, we could go take like some memory pills or something.
Yeah, please. I need that.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like an example where it's like I was waiting on something and then it just, because I know it's happened before. I just can't think of when. Oh,
I don't know because I know that I've had to wait on voice lines before from a voice actor. And I've known people who've had to wait on voice lines before from voice actors because it gets really annoying when voice actors just don't respond and you're just like, I need your lines for this episode. Please hand them in. It takes like 2 minutes to record lines. Please just do them. Like it's just like it gets really frustrating when it gets to that point. So yeah. But I don't know. Another thing about 3D models is that either when you have 3D models, either you have to record everything with Blockbuster, which I don't mind doing for a series, but because this is just how I think it works, because in how I think it works for other people, because when you have a 3D model on something, people can see the name of the 3D model when they don't have it in their computer, but they can't physically see the 3D model. So I think they need it on their computer as well in order to also see the 3D model.
But you don't want to get stolen.
Yeah, I don't want to give my 3D models that I paid money for to other people because then they might be traveled around and stolen. And that's what I'm afraid of.
Demotivation.
That is, yeah.
Like waiting kind of on voice lines, but also waiting for a voice actor. Like it gets where you're trying to start up a series, but like you're missing that one voice actor that voices some crucial character or whatever, and it's like, okay, this episode has some new character that comes in, holds a crucial role, but I just don't have anyone that could voice it. Like I don't know anyone, and I've reached out, no one's like said anything. Like I've had like one person hit me up, but their mic is just it might not even be a mic. It might just be a webcam. Like I just want to find a voice act. Do I even need to put out this episode? Nah. Like it
No.
just not being able to find that voice actor sometimes gets so demotivating.
Yeah, 100%. It can be really
Yeah.
demotivating. Honestly, just struggling with demotivation is really, really like just hard. Because
Yeah.
like, especially when you have like issues. Like me. Because I can get demotivated very easily.
Yeah, I think that's like just I remember my first series I did, I had drive. I went into it hard. Like I
Yeah.
put it out a lot, and then I think by my second series I just like got demotivated so fast. I think it's just like becoming a creator, you go in with a lot of drive and motivation, and then it just fades away, and then you're just easily motivated past that.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is. Like my first series, I was so excited to do it. I put out like an episode every fucking day. And then
Right.
and then I was like, "Wait, what?"
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, no, I
Where'd
think
that all go?
I know where did this like drive go? Like I still
Mm,
have that drive, but it's just different than it was before. Because before I was excited to start doing things, but now I know what the experience is and I know what the process is. So I still have the
right.
drive to do it, but it's just different than before.
Right.
And I still want
Yeah,
to
it's also
do
like harder to
things.
write, I feel, sometimes. Like originally when you're making your first role play, like you go in with a lot of ideas, like this is your first project, so you kind of have all these built up ideas where it's like, "Oh, I'm ready for this. I've got this idea, that idea, that idea, this other idea." Like and then by your second project, you've kind of exhausted all those ideas where it's like, "Frick.
Yeah.
I wanted to do all this and I did."
Yeah, and
But
it's like really just weird.
mhm. So then you kind of just run into the like, "Oh, what do I do now? Oh
Yeah.
gosh, what do I do now?"
Yeah. And especially when you've like done a complete series, like a complete season one of something. Let's just say that. And then like people are asking you, where's the season two? We want a season two. And then you're just like, I have nothing else planned. I don't know what you want.
Right.
Like I
And then it
can't.
gets like forced.
Yeah, and then it gets really forced. Like I like the thing is like with a series that I did a while ago that was called Redwood
Mm.
High.
Ooh.
I liked that series a lot. Um I don't have any intentions on doing it ever again. Um but I like that series a lot. And the thing is I planned out past season 1. Like I planned out well into season 2. Like I had a lot of scripts for that series. But I just got
Yeah.
demotivated to the point where I was just like, I don't care anymore.
That's
um
what happened with my first series, Spider-Man, where I had like I still have technically like 5 series planned out, like a spin-off series, and then like halfway working through season 2, I'm just like, you know, mm, I don't know, I could be doing other stuff. I don't this just isn't fun. Nah.
yeah.
And it sucks because it's like, oh, I left all these like cool Easter eggs that would set up things later, and oh, I don't get to use them now. But it's also just like when you finally do go back and like have the drive, it's like immediately gone. I, 5 seconds ago, I wanted to do this.
Yeah, like it's really weird. Like the other night, I was like all hyped and ready to go and write and everything. And then I got to my computer, got myself situated, I got myself a drink, got myself a little snack, and then I was like, I'm ready to write. And then I got to the computer and I was like,
Right.
I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, where did that go? I don't understand. Like,
Right.
and I think it's also because I get ahead of myself way too easily.
Oh yeah.
Or two, like, because I plan ahead of myself, and I'm just like, I need to not do that.
That
Just
ruins me a lot of the time where
yeah,
I'll like plan something out and then realize like, oh hey, this small minor story detail is kind of dumb. And so I'll change that, and then I have to change a whole bunch in whatever I planned out past that, where it's like, oh, well, changing this minor, like, not much makes sense, English, this doesn't make much sense, even though it's very small. And then that like butterfly effect, and it's just shoot. Now I just kind of have to change up everything, huh?
Yeah. And the issue is for me is like I plan out a series to like get to a point in the series where I'm really excited to do that one specific era within the series. Like with Loving Life, for me, that's Magnolia Academia. And I want to do that series so badly, but I need the timeline to work out in a way that I can do the series, because I need to set it up first. Because I can't not set it up and then just do a series, because no one's going to understand it. So I need to set it up. But like, I want to get to that specific series just so I can do it. But then I'm just like, I don't want to do any of the stuff that leads up to it. Like, that's kind of just like the crappy part. But I'm just like, I enjoy the actual Loving Life series as well. So I'm just like, okay, I don't want the series to go to crap or poo-poo. Yeah, and that goes to canceled court recording.
Kind of branching from writer's block. I know, like, sometimes where I'd be on a recording schedule and I wouldn't have the next episode done, so it's just like the writer's block where it's like, oh, I don't know where to take the characters this episode. Well, no recording today, and that, like, I think that also links into demotivation sometimes, where it's like, ah, shoot, I was running on such a good thing, like we were consistently recording all this, and now just like we aren't today, and something just feels like missing.
Yeah, like it's just really weird, because when I hate it when I cancel a recording, whether it's because sometimes I'll just cancel a recording because I don't feel like doing it. And that's really bad. Don't do that. Like, don't ever do that. Although it kind of defeats the purpose of saying, I don't know, if you're not feeling up to it, then I say you're not gonna do it well, or at least that's how it is with me. If I'm not feeling up to doing something, and then I know I'm not gonna do it well, and I'm just gonna skip over a bunch of crap, and I'm not gonna care about the end product when I don't feel like doing something, and then I force myself to do it, and then it turns out crappy, and then I hate myself, and then I hate the project because I did something bare minimum.
One bad day.
Yeah, one bad day can mess up a whole series. But I don't know. But then it's also kind of just like canceling a recording. Like, then I feel bad if I cancel a recording, because then I'm behind my own schedule that I've made for myself, and I don't like being behind schedule, and that's my issue.
Like, most of the time I'm super just like last minute. Like, I will edit like 2 hours before it's up. I recently, like, because I know like July, I'm going like to upload a whole bunch, and I know that I'm often going to not be home in July. So I've been like getting super ahead on my editing, and it feels so nice just being like, oh, I've got like pretty much all my stuff done for this week. I don't have to do anything. Yeah. I'm like free.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it feels so nice, like being on a schedule, or like super ahead of your schedule.
Yeah, it's awesome. And that's what I want to do with specific series on my channel. Like, I want to be really ahead of myself before I put anything out, because I can't do it, because I hate like being behind myself. I love being ahead of myself. And that's what I just need to do, is just the motivation to find in order to do that is really hard. Yeah. Because I did that for networks and when I was being paid and stuff, and I'm just like, the motivation was money when I was in those. But now my motivation is myself, because like I don't really get paid a lot to do any of this that I am doing. Like, these podcasts make no money. I'm just gonna say that right now. They no money.
Unless
for these
Honey
podcasts.
wants to sponsor us. Honey's the free add-on browser extension that.
Like, I do things like, I don't know. I do things because I want to do them, and I find them fun, and I enjoy the process. That's why I do things. But it's not, money is definitely, and if you say that money isn't a thing for you, like, you're lying to yourself. Money is definitely like a factor in a lot of things, because money runs the world. Like, you need it to survive. Like, if you say I don't do things for the money, then you're kind of just like, but there is other factors in it, because I like doing I like doing these because I enjoy the process. I enjoy making the skins. I enjoy doing the recordings. I enjoy building. I enjoy doing all of this stuff. Like, I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it, but it's just the motivation in order to do those things, and it's just really hard sometimes.
And also, like, sometimes with like wanting money from YouTube, it's like having these ideas while you're making your current thing, and it's like, oh, I want to do this next thing, but I need like more funds and able like so I can do it because
Yeah.
it's a big ambitious project that I can't do without, a little bit more budget.
And that's why Casted isn't out yet.
Right.
But that's why a
You
lot of
just gotta.
series aren't out for me yet.
Mm,
But yeah, it's for some things you need a specific budget to do them, and when you're small, you don't have that budget. Like, you have like these
exactly.
great ideas to do all of these amazing things, but then you're just like, oh well, like I don't really know how to do special effect editing, and then like you're just like, well, I can get someone else to do it for me, but that's gonna cost me money.
Right.
So, or you could try to learn it yourself. But that's gonna take even more time, and you're gonna set yourself back even more.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also why within my opinion, I don't think I should be releasing a series as I'm making the series, if that makes sense. Because then I'm working against myself, and it's really hard.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying that, like, for my channel, I want to do a Netflix drop. Like, I don't want to do that. But I definitely want to be ahead of myself.
Yeah, it is, like I said, just like so, it feels so good to just like be ahead of your own schedule where it's like, shoot, normally I've got this video ready by like Wednesday night and it goes up Thursday afternoon, but like,
Yeah.
wow, I've got it done like today. It's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
Wow. Like, it just,
But yeah, I mean, that's like, I don't know. Can you think of any other setbacks than things that we have listed? I don't know.
Cancer.
Tyler. Yes, that's a setback, Tyler. we're not talking about that right now.
I mean, it's a setback. You asked me for setbacks.
Relating to the topic.
It's a setback. It can definitely set back your Minecraft roleplay.
Okay, we're done.
Anyways, tune back in for the next Starlight podcast episode when that's out. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, honey, for sponsoring us.
Oh my god.